Welcome to this lecture on dual nature of matter and radiation. We have already understood that an electron has a matter wave associated with it, which we call as the de Broglie wave, whose wavelength is given by lambda equal to h by p, where h is Planck's constant. Is there an experimental evidence for existence of such waves? Is there an experimental evidence for the particle to be behaving as a wave? This question remains something very important. In 1924, when this hypothesis of de Broglie was considered, it was as a theory and it needed an experimental evidence. 1927, two American physicists, Davison and Germer, they performed some experiments with electron beams being scattered by the crystals of heavy metals that provided the experimental evidence. तो हमारा बेसिक मकसद इस लेक्चर में यह है कि हम वो एक्सपेरिमेंट जो डेविसन जर्मर ने परफॉर्म किया, उस एक्सपेरिमेंट की थ्योरी, उसकी कंस्ट्रक्शन और उसके प्रिंसिपल को अंडरस्टैंड करें और फिर देखें कि हाउ the result has an agreement between two very important aspects. One is the aspect of radiation and the other aspect of a particle. अगर एक मूविंग पार्टिकल उन रूल्स को या उन लॉज को फॉलो करे जो असल में रेडिएशन के लिए डिराइव किए गए थे, दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज ड्यूअल नेचर. सो वी विल गो इन अ कपल ऑफ स्टेप्स. पहला स्टेप हमारा ये होगा कि व्हाट हैपन्स इफ आई हैव an electron emitted out by a heated filament. ये आप समझ लें कि this is a tungsten wire coated with thorium and this is well known कि जब हम एक ऐसी वायर को हीट अप करते हैं it ejects out electrons. इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को अगर हम एक बिल्कुल थिन पेंसिल में कन्वर्ट कर दें by putting a slit about it और इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को हम देखें कि how this electron beam which has been accelerated through a certain potential difference carries its kinetic energy. So I can say कि अगर हम इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस V से, जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस हमने अप्लाई किया, तो यहाँ पर मेरे पास एक टारगेट है. दिस वी कैन एज्यूम इज ए मेटल टारगेट जहाँ तक हम इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को पहुँचाते हैं. एंड वी हैव अप्लाइड ए पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन दिस एंड दिस. सो दैट पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस से is a potential difference V volt, and we can say कि अगर हमने इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को V volt के थ्रू एक्सेलरेट किया है and that acceleration has given it a certain some work has been done on it, that work done on the electron beam would be given by the charge of electron multiplied by potential difference. मैं एक वो रिलेशन यूज कर रहा हूं जो आप ऑलरेडी जानते हैं, that work or electric work done on a charged particle carrying charge Q when it is accelerated through a potential difference V is given by W equal to QV. So I have replaced Q, which is charge of electron, by E, where E is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised power minus 19 coulomb. Now this work done on the electron beam appears as the kinetic energy of electron, assuming कि जब इलेक्ट्रॉन यहाँ से इजेक्ट हुआ था, सो उसकी अपनी जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी है जो उसे इस फिलामेंट ने इम्पार्ट की थी, दैट वाज जीरो. सो इफ वी सी कि दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन हैज नाउ acquired a velocity v, so I have the kinetic energy acquired by the electron 1 by 2 mv square is equal to the electric work done on it. तो ये v जो है कैपिटल V, this capital V stands for potential difference and this small v is velocity of the electron. If I multiply this equation by writing here m and dividing by m, what I get is I get 1 by 2 into m square v square divided by m. तो ये m ये रहा और ये मैंने m इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई किया, becomes equal to E into V. और ये m square v square जिसको मैं p square लिख सकता हूं, where p is linear momentum, so I can write this as 1 by 2 into ये बन जाएगा p square divided by m is equal to ev. So I hope you understand m into v is linear momentum, or when I square it, it becomes p square. So we have p square by 2m. ये है p square by 2m is equal to E into capital V. Capital V is potential difference. What I get from here, I get P square equal to 2m. So this is 2m into E into V. V is now potential difference through which we have accelerated the electron. और यहां से हम लिख सकते हैं that P would be equal to under root of 2m E V. We remember कि lambda, which is wavelength associated with such an electron, is given by h by p. So I can write for lambda now, the value of lambda would be given by, so lambda is equal to h is Planck's constant divided by under root of, मैं p की जगह लिख रहा हूं, under root of 2m e multiplied by v. अब देखिए h इसमें जो है, this h is a constant of nature, and you know the value of h, you understand, is 6.62 into 10 raised power minus 34 joule second. You know that m, which is mass of electron, is equal to 1.6 is equal to, you know, the mass of electron m is equal to 9.1 into 10 raised power minus 31 kg. Then you understand the charge of electron E is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised power minus 19 coulomb. And जो V है, this V could be left out as a variable. So I can write this equation as h divided by under root of 2me multiplied by square root of V, which is the potential difference applied between the target. तो इसको हम, जो ये metal block है, इसको हम target कह सकते हैं. We also call it as sometimes anode, and this is the cathode for this dealing, क्योंकि इसको हम slightly एक negative potential दे सकते हैं, so that electrons are pushed out of it, they are pushed away from it, and they are pulled towards the target. अब ये जो प्रोसेस है, इस प्रोसेस में आप देख सकते हैं कि if I give the value to h, which is 6.6 into 6.62 into 10 raised power minus 34, so this is 6.62 into 10 raised power minus 34 divided by square root of 2 into 9.1 into 10 raised power minus 31 multiplied by 1.6 into 10 raised power minus 19 multiplied by 1 by square root of V. V is the potential difference. अभी हम कोई खास potential difference की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, but later on in a given experiment we can think of the potential difference जो हमने actually experiment में apply की है. So thinking of this value now, अगर हम ये value calculate करें, so you have to multiply and take root, or once you get the value, we try to express this result in the units of angstrom, क्योंकि जो उसका result मिलेगा, that result will be in the units of length, because lambda is to be measured in length. So what we get is, we get lambda equal to 12.27 divided by, तो ये सारा जो फैक्टर है, इस फैक्टर को जब हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं, this comes out to be 12.27 into 10 raised power minus 10 meter divided by square root of V. V is applied potential difference. Or we can say कि जो ये lambda है, this comes out to be 12.27 angstrom divided by square root of V. So this relation you have to remember, क्योंकि अब जो आपके पास 12.27 है, this comes out to be a constant in this case, क्योंकि it is the constant derived from the value of h, the value of 2m and e. So that is how we can quickly determine the value of lambda, that is wavelength of the matter wave associated with an electron when the potential difference is known. I just take an example. Let me say that if V is equal to 100 volt, that means अगर हमने ये potential difference जो हमने इस पर apply की, that was equal to 100 volts. So what would be the value of lambda corresponding to this? The value of lambda would be 12.27 divided by square root of 100. That way, this answer will be in angstrom. So lambda will come out to be square root of 110 hota hai, and I divide 12.27 with 10, I get 1.227 angstrom, which is the value of lambda associated with the electron. Similarly, if you go to 1000 volt, you can see that this wavelength will decrease or it will change. Now, what is very significant in this experimental setup where we have determined, so I have determined determination of wavelength or the de Broglie wavelength of an electron beam. So ये जो हमने किया, this is that we are subjecting an electron beam to a potential difference V, or just knowing the value of potential difference V, we can find out that what would be the value of lambda associated with it. 100 वोल्ट एक टिपिकल वैल्यू है, और आप देख रहे हैं कि अगर आप इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम में जाएं, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक स्पेक्ट्रम में जो ये वेवलेंथ लैम्बडा है, इट कॉरस्पॉन्ड्स टू द वेवलेंथ ऑफ एक्सरेज. सो जो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स है वो एक्सरेज, ये उनके साथ ये वेवलेंथ मिलती है. नाउ फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज, जो एक्सरेज की प्रॉपर्टीज हैं, दे आर डिफरेंट देन द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम. सो आई डोंट से दैट एन इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव इज सेम एज द मैटर वेव. वो मैंने लास्ट लेक्चर में भी कहा दैट दे आर नॉट टू बी कंपेयर्ड इन दैट सेंस, लेकिन कुछ बिहेवियर्स, कुछ ऐसे फिनोमिना हैं वेयर दे कैन इक्वेट ईच अदर. नाउ वन सच फिनोमिनन वेयर an electron beam can be seen that how it behaves is the phenomenon of scattering, और particularly जब scattering एक ऐसे aperture पर, एक ऐसे slit पर हो जिस slit का size उस particle या उस electromagnetic wave के wavelength के आसपास का हो, we use a term, the term is diffraction. So we have diffraction of X-rays can be carried out, or we have diffraction of the visible light ranging from 4000 angstrom to 8000 angstrom. We can carry out diffraction of the visible light. The condition for diffraction which has to be satisfied is that कि जब आप एक aperture पर या एक obstacle पर एक wave को फेंकते हो, वो wave तब जाके उस पर diffract होगी जब उस एपर्चर का या ऑब्स्टेकल का या स्लिट का साइज उसकी वेवलेंथ के आसपास है. सो आई सेट ए कंडीशन, द कंडीशन कुड बी कि अगर मैं एक स्लिट लेता हूं, दिस कुड बी ए स्लिट व्हिच वी कॉल एज ए सिंगल स्लिट. तो मान लें ये एक गैप है, इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल होल, और इस पर हम विजिबल लाइट फेंकें. सो हियर इज द विजिबल लाइट व्हिच इज फॉलिंग ऑन दिस स्लिट. फिर हम यहां देखते हैं कि जब विजिबल लाइट इस पर गिरती है, देयर इज अ सेंट्रल मैक्सिमा हियर, दैट मींस मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी ऑफ लाइट falls in front of this slit. लेकिन there are some maxima which we call as the second order, or we have first order maxima, second order maxima, and there are some minima. ये एक minima है यहाँ which occur on the sides of the central maxima. तो इसको हम central maxima कहेंगे. That means maximum light तो इसी portion में गिरेगी, मगर कुछ light यहाँ भी जाके गिरेगी, कुछ light यहाँ भी जाके गिरेगी. So this is what we see happening in case of a diffraction experiment. Now we come to an important work carried out by William Bragg in 1912 on diffraction of X-rays. So diffraction of X-rays, William Bragg, he was an English physicist, 1912. According to Bragg, अगर हम X-rays की wavelength देखें, the typical wavelength of X-rays is nearly 1 angstrom, और this is कि अगर आप X-rays को हमें diffract करना है किसी obstacle पर, then the size of slit of that obstacle should be nearly equal to 1 angstrom. In our day-to-day life, it is very difficult to acquire such a small slit or a small distance, लेकिन nature has in it the crystals, जो crystals atoms और molecules के बनते हैं, उन crystals में जो atoms के बीच में एक average gap होता है, that is of the order of about a few angstroms. So could it be कि we can use the atomic planes or the atomic layers in a crystal as the slits? The answer came out to be yes. Bragg developed a theory for this, and we have a very important equation which comes out of this Bragg's hypothesis. We call it as the Bragg's law. What he assumed कि अगर ये एक एटॉमिक लेयर है किसी क्रिस्टल में और ये इसके एक एडजॉइनिंग एटॉमिक लेयर है जो इसके ऊपर ये वाला लेयर इसके ऊपर रेस्ट कर रहा है, एंड से द गैप बिटवीन दीज टू एटॉमिक लेयर्स इज डी, देन वी कैन इमेजिन कि अगर एक एक्सरे बीम यहां से एक रे आती है, इट इज इंसिडेंट ऑन दिस प्लेन एंड इज स्कैटर्ड बाय एन एटम हियर, सो देयर इज एन एटम हियर इन द क्रिस्टल, और ये एंगल है हमारे पास थीटा, दिस एंगल इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू थीटा. आप समझ सकते हैं कि इफ आई टेक a normal at this point, then angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection, and these two angles become equal. Now if there is so this is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray. So अगर इसके साथ एक और इसी बीम में एक और रे हम लें, this is incident, और ये एटम इसको स्कैटर करता है, and this ray is reflected from this point like this. तो what we see is कि अगर ये दो रेज जो एक ही क्रिस्टल से रिफ्लेक्ट या स्कैटर होके आई हैं, अगर ये सुपरपोजिशन आपस में करें बिकॉज दे आर वेव्स, और आप अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं दैट हाउ इंटरफेरेंस टेक्स प्लेस विद द हेल्प ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सुपरपोजिशन ऑफ वेव्स, तो क्या ये एक मैक्सिमा बना पाएंगी या नहीं? Yes, there will be a constructive superposition if a condition is satisfied. What is that condition? The condition is कि अगर हम यहां से एक डिस्टेंस ले लेते हैं, so this is the point, from here I take a perpendicular, this is a perpendicular, from here I take a perpendicular, तो आप देखेंगे if I call this point as P, I call this point as A, and I call this point as B, फिर जो इन दो बीम्स में या इन दो रेज में एक पाथ डिफरेंस प्रोड्यूस हुई है, that path difference would be equal to AP plus PB. So the path difference which would be produced between these two would be equal to AP plus PB. Now you will agree with this कि अगर मैं ये थीटा लेता हूं and I call this as angle 1, theta plus angle 1, so theta plus angle 1 will be equal to 90 degree, क्योंकि मैंने एक नॉर्मल लिया है, एक परपेंडिकुलर लिया है, and if I call this as angle 2, then angle 1 plus angle 2 is also equal to 90 degree, because ये जो आप देख रहे हैं ब्रैग्स प्लेन पर ये एक नॉर्मल है, दिस इज नॉर्मल विच आई हैव ड्रॉन, और जो हम डिस्टेंस ले रहे हैं इसका लेंथ, दैट डिस्टेंस, द लेंथ ऑफ दिस, इफ आई कॉल दिस Q, द लेंथ ऑफ QP is equal to D, QP is equal to D, which we call as the interplanar distance in this case. अब अगर इन दोनों को हम इक्वेट करें, you will agree that angle theta plus 1 is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Angle 1 gets cancelled, so I can see that angle theta is equal to angle 2. So I can call this angle 2 as angle theta also. Now what I write for this triangle, एक triangle आप देख रहे हैं, triangle QAP. So from triangle QAP, what I can see is sin theta ये theta है, is equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So it is equal to AP divided by PQ. AP का आप देख रहे हैं that if I write AP is equal to PQ into sin theta, so you will see कि PQ is equal to D, this is equal to D. So sin theta multiplied by D becomes the value of AP. On the similar argument, अगर हम ये triangle अब लें, from this triangle, you will again see the same thing occurring here. ये बिल्कुल एक symmetric case है, और I can find कि अगर BP की वैल्यू हम निकाल लें, BP also comes out to be D sin theta. What is the total path difference now? The total path difference is now AP plus PB, जो कि दोनों D sin theta के बराबर हैं. AP is equal to D sin theta, BP is equal to D sin theta, so this becomes equal to 2D sin theta. Now this is the condition कि जो path difference है, अगर ये path difference n lambda के बराबर हुआ, then there will be a constructive superposition and you will get a maxima. और अगर ये condition satisfy होती है that 2D sin theta becomes equal to n lambda, you will get a maxima at a point, because from the theory of interference you understand कि जो हमारे पास occurrence of maxima है, it will occur if this path difference is ये path difference जो है दो rays के बीच में, if it is actually an integral multiple of lambda. So ये अगर एक X-rays के लिए equation लिखी जा सकती है, this equation is not necessarily that it will hold true for a beam of electrons. And a very important question now is कि अगर हम इस इक्वेशन को अप्लाई करके एक बीम ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन से कोई ऐसा रिजल्ट निकालते हैं and that result is coinciding with the value of lambda which we obtain from de Broglie's hypothesis, that would be a great coincidence or a great agreement कि एक इक्वेशन जिसको अब हम Bragg's law कहते हैं, this equation is famous as Bragg's law in physics. तो अगर Bragg's law एक इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम ओबे करती है, that is what we call as the duality. That means एक इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम वही बिहेवियर दिखाती है जो बिहेवियर एक रेडिएशन या एक्सरे बीम का है. So we go ahead now with the actual experiment जो डेविसन और जर्मर ने परफॉर्म किया. As the prelude to this, जो आपने इसके दो prerequisites understand किए, you have understood so far that what is Bragg's law. You have understood that how we can accelerate an electron through a potential difference and get the wavelength of that electron beam, or you have understood what's diffraction of what is the diffraction as a process in nature. So we come to Bragg's law, Davison-Germer experiment proper now, जिसमें हम देखते हैं कि हमारे पास एक electron beam है. This electron beam as such is produced from a filament which is heated. इसको हम कई बार heated cathode भी कहते हैं. So we produce a beam of electrons, और उस beam of electrons को एक slit की मदद से, ये एक slit है, आप बिल्कुल एक thin beam में convert कर सकते हैं. So this slit, and we throw this beam of electrons on a metal target. So this is a metal target in its path. Now this metal target which was taken by Davison and Germer to be made out of nickel, ये असल में इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को क्या करता है? It scatters the electron beam. जैसे मैंने अभी दिखाया कि जो इसके अंदर, इस मेटल टारगेट के अंदर, सपोज मैं एक ऐसा लेयर ऑफ पार्टिकल्स लेता हूं. This layer would be like this, so it will be like this. Then I have another layer, then I have another layer. तो ये जो आप रेड लाइंस देख रहे हैं, these are the atomic planes inside this crystal. और I can take one of these atomic planes, तो मैं उनमें से एक atomic plane ले लेता हूं जिस पर जो इलेक्ट्रॉन आ रहा है, this electron is getting reflected. So I take this atomic plane, ये वाला. Now on this atomic plane, as you saw in the previous case, यहां पर मैं एक एंगल ले रहा हूं. So if I produce this atomic plane in this manner, for that you make a clear understanding, जो आपने Bragg's law derive करते हुए देखा, that there is an angle theta subtended between the plane and this. तो इसको मैं एंगल थीटा कहूंगा. Then this X-ray, this electron beam is scattered. ये ऐसे scatter होके आ गया like this. Now this angle will also be equal to theta, which it is subtending with this plane. Then I call this angle as an angle phi. That means what's this angle phi? इस angle phi को आप देखेंगे कि it has a relation with the theta. I can see that angle theta plus angle phi plus theta is equal to 180 degree, because sum of the three along this, ये जो red line मैंने produce की है, it's a straight line. It is one of the planes of atoms in this target. So you will also see that phi becomes equal to 180 degree minus 2 theta. Given the value of theta, you can determine the value of phi. Now this phi, which we will call as the angle of scattering between the incident beam, this is incident beam of electrons, and this is the scattered beam, जिसको मैं एक reflected beam भी कह सकता हूँ. This is the reflected beam. So this phi becomes the angle between the scattered beam and the incident beam, or the angle of scattering. Now the question is कि जो ये बीम यहाँ से रिफ्लेक्ट होके आई, इसको हम एक डिटेक्टर की मदद से इसकी इंटेंसिटी डिटेक्ट करते हैं. So with the help of a detector, which is actually a beam of electrons falling into a detector will be converted into a current, because current is flow of charge per unit time, and the magnitude of that current tells you कि जो electrons की beam है उसमें कितनी electrons की presence है how strong the beam is, which we'll call as intensity. अब ये जो डिटेक्टर है, this detector can be moved through a very large angle. तो मैं इसको ऐसे इस पूरे वाइड एंगल पर मूव कर सकता हूं. That means I can find out that how much is the beam of electrons here like this. You can rotate it through a very large angle. Now what we do is, at a particular value of potential difference which we apply between the target, ये target है और ये हमारे पास एक कैथोड है जिसको मैं कैथोड कह सकता हूं, फिलामेंट कह सकता हूं. तो एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस जो V हमने अप्लाई की, वी कैन डिटरमाइन कि फॉर ए गिवन पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस V applied on the electron, how much is the wavelength possessed by it. For this, you have to go back to the previous part of this discussion, of this lecture, that lambda becomes equal to 12.27 angstrom divided by square root of V. So by substituting the value of potential difference जो हमने इस फिलामेंट और टारगेट के बीच में जो निकल क्रिस्टल है या टारगेट है इसके बीच में अप्लाई किया है, अगर मैं उसकी वैल्यू यहां सब्स्टिट्यूट करूं, आई कैन फाइंड आउट दैट व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ लैम्डा पोजेस्ड बाय द इलेक्ट्रॉन. द अदर साइड ऑफ द स्टोरी इज कि इस इक्वेशन को अगर मैं इक्वेशन 1 कहूं, आई हैव अनदर वे ऑफ डूइंग द वेज कि इफ आई राइट 2d sin थीटा इज इक्वल टू n लैम्डा, और मैं एक फर्स्ट ऑर्डर मैक्सिमा, ये एक डिफ्रेक्शन इक्वेशन है विच इज ट्रू फॉर वेव्स, तो अगर मैं एक फर्स्ट ऑर्डर मैक्सिमा ढूंढ पाता हूं एंड आई सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यू ऑफ लैम्डा विच आई हैव ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम दिस, और आई सी दैट दिस इक्वेशन इज सेटिस्फाइड, दैट वुड बी अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. Or else what I can do is कि from this equation I can find the value of lambda which will be equal to, ये जो lambda यहां से देगा, which will be equal to 2d sin theta divided by n. So this I call as equation 2. अब आप देखिए, you are in two different domains of nature. You are in the domain of radiation here. Bragg established this equation for X-rays which are radiations. Here you are actually in the domain of de Broglie hypothesis. हमने ये इक्वेशन को कहां से लाया? We have brought it from lambda is equal to h by p. So we have brought it from here. So as such we don't expect an agreement, because if we expect an agreement then you have to commit to it कि एक इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम एक्स-रेज है या एक एक्स-रे इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम है. This is what was very surprisingly true in nature, which was found by this experiment. So let's go ahead. अब जो ये इक्वेशन है लैम्डा इक्वल टू 2d sin थीटा, इसमें हम कैसे एक मैक्सिमा को डिटेक्ट करेंगे कि कहां हमें मैक्सिमा मिला है. सो द एक्सपेरिमेंट व्हेन परफॉर्म्ड गिव्स अस a polar graph. Now what's a polar graph? Polar graph is that if I take the direction of incident ray, ये direction of incident beam है, इसको मैं एक रेफरेंस डायरेक्शन लूं एंड आई एस्टैब्लिश कि जैसे आपके पास एक प्रोटेक्टर होता है, उस प्रोटेक्टर में क्या होता है कि if I call this angle as 0 degree, then I have different lines like this. ये आप देख लें, this is how we establish a polar graph. So this is 1, this is 2nd, this is 3rd and 4th and so on. तो मान लें तो इसको मैं कहूं 10 डिग्री, 20 डिग्री, 30 डिग्री, 40 डिग्री, 50 डिग्री, 60, 70 and this is 90 degree. I detect the value of a certain quantity in the direction of 0 degree first, then in the direction of 10 degree, then in the direction of 20 degree, then in the direction of 30 degree and so on. So let me take an example. मेरे सामने एक माइक्रोफोन है, this is a microphone. I speak into this microphone. Then I find out कि ये माइक्रोफोन अगर मैं यहां से बात करूं, फिर 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 मैं यहां से बात करूं, ये माइक्रोफोन किस तरह से साउंड को पिकअप करता है, how it picks up the sound. So what I get is I get the intensity with respect to a certain direction. इसको मैं रेफरेंस मानता हूं 0 डिग्री. तो किस तरह से इसमें जो इंटेंसिटी है that will change. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं इसी माइक्रोफोन के लिए ग्राफ की बात करूं, I could see like this that when I speak it picks up the sound in this direction like this. That means I have a maximum intensity in this direction, and in this direction देखिए आप यहां पर मैंने इसको 0 डिग्री माना है, then this is 10 degree, this is 15 degree, this is 20 degree, 20 degree, this is 30 degree, this is 40 degree. तो मैंने इस एंगल से अगर मैं इसको 0 मानूं और इसको मैं 90 डिग्री मानूं, I saw that it the direction of 90 degree, so this is 0 degree, this is 90 degree, it has picked up the maximum sound इन अदर वर्ड्स इसकी जो मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी है वो इसने प्रोड्यूस की इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ 90 डिग्री. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज ए पोलर ग्राफ. पोलर ग्राफ. Davison and Germer were able to establish a very important fact by using these polar graphs, making a variation of potential difference here. जो ये potential difference है इसको आप तकरीबन 40 वोल्ट से लेके 66 वोल्ट तक वैरी करते रहें. So I take some of the prominent values like this. So here is one graph which is being plotted. Say it is at 44 volt. Then there is another graph. ये जो मैं डायरेक्शन दिखा रहा हूं, दिस इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ इंसिडेंट रे जिसको हम या इंसिडेंट बीम जिसको हम मानते हैं एज रेफरेंस. देन दिस अनदर ग्राफ. देन दिस इज अनदर ग्राफ. सिमिलरली दिस इज अनदर ग्राफ. So I could take a value of 48 volt, a value of say 44, 48, then I take a value of 54 volt, then I take a value of 60 volt. मैं कुछ graphs दिखा रहा हूं, you can have more. So what we see is कि अगर हम ये 44 वोल्ट ग्राफ लेते हैं, it comes out to be a curve like this. Then this comes out to be a curve like this. What is happening here? कि at this angle, you see the intensity has become maximum. तो एक hump सा appear होने लगा इस ग्राफ में. And when we plot the graph at 54 degree, we find a curve like this. So this is how we interpret this graph कि at an angle of 50 degree, this is an angle of 50 degree with respect to the incident direction or the direction of incident beam at the voltage applied between the target and the cathode of 54 volt, I got a maxima. Then this hump goes down. जब हम 60 पर यही काम करते हैं, this hump comes like this again. So what I mean that from the experiments I find कि अगर हम एक एंगल थीटा जो ये 50 डिग्री है, this 50 degree is actually the value of phi, जो phi हमने यहां लिखा है. और if I see that the value of phi when 50 degree, so phi is equal to 50 degree, or you have a potential difference of 54 volt, so this V is equal to 54 volt, and this phi is equal to 50 degree. This angle with respect of the scattered beam with respect to the incident beam is 50 degree, you get the maxima. This has a very important information for us. What the information it has? It has an information like this, that if I substitute lambda, अगर मैं V की value 54 put कर दूं, what I find, I can detect a value of lambda by using equation 1. And equation 1, as you understand, is the de Broglie's equation actually. So I find that what I calculate from here, lambda becomes equal to 12.27 angstrom divided by square root of 54 volt. So this is the square root of 54 volt. Square root of 54 is roughly 7.34. So this comes out to be 12.27 angstrom divided by, so this is 7.34. You can calculate the value of this ratio. So I have 12.27 divided by 7.34. It comes out to be nearly a value of 1.66 angstrom. So this is nearly a value of 1.66 angstrom. And on the other side, when we go to calculate the value of lambda from this equation, देखिए चूंकि आपने एक मैक्सिमा रिकॉर्ड किया है, among all the possible values it's a maxima, it is first order maxima. And this first order maxima which we can find the value of lambda, it comes out to be like this. अब देखिए 2 है आपके पास D की वैल्यू जो है, it is well known कि जो निकल का क्रिस्टल है, for this nickel crystal value of D is equal to 0.91 angstrom. So I have the value of D equal to 0.91, ये angstrom में है वैल्यू, multiplied by, देखिए भी आपने देखा कि ये जो थीटा असल में यहां है, this theta is to be calculated by using the relation that theta plus phi plus theta is equal to 180 degree. तो phi की वैल्यू मेरे पास 50 डिग्री है, so I have therefore I have 2 theta plus 50 degree is equal to 180 degree. That means कि जो 2 theta की वैल्यू है, that is equal to 130 degree, and theta comes out to be 65 degree. तो ये आप नोट कर लें दैट यू आर एक्चुअली डीलिंग विद दिस एंगल इज नोन टू यू. ये आपको पता है 50 डिग्री, लेकिन जो ब्रैग्स लॉ है उसमें थीटा यूज होता है. सो यू हैव टू यूज गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा फ्रॉम हियर. सो आई हैव साइन ऑफ 65 डिग्री डिवाइडेड बाय, तो जो फर्स्ट ऑर्डर मैक्सिमा है, फॉर फर्स्ट ऑर्डर मैक्सिमा द वैल्यू ऑफ n comes out to be equal to 1. So I can obtain the value of sine 65 degree. It comes out to 0.091 multiplied by इसकी वैल्यू 0.906 है and 1 is divided. So let me see what would be the value of this 2. So I have 2 multiplied by 0.91 multiplied by 0.906. So it is 0.906. It comes out to be about 1.65 angstrom. So I have the value of this equal to nearly 1.65 angstrom. See, there's an agreement now. I find the value of lambda which I have obtained by using Bragg's law, actually meant for the diffraction of X-rays, is equal to the value of lambda which I have obtained, and this equation is nothing. This equation is just a manifestation of lambda equal to h by p, lambda is equal to h by p, has brought up an agreement. And this very close agreement of 1.66 angstrom and 1.65 angstrom is an experimental evidence that an electron beam has the same behavior as that of a beam of X-rays, and vis-a-vis a crystal where we diffract the X-rays as per the equation 2d sine theta is equal to n lambda. The same equation is obeyed by an electron beam, and we have 2d sine theta is equal to n lambda, true for an electron beam as well. So this historical experiment has it fetched a Nobel Prize to Davison and Germer for discovering the wave nature of electron. On the other side, Bragg's law, which was put forward by William Bragg in 1912, fetched him a Nobel Prize of 1950. Now, this small variation of 1.66 angstrom and 1.65 angstrom has been attributed, हम इस फिनोमिनन को और ज्यादा रिफाइंड मैनर में स्टडी कर सकते हैं. वो ये है कि एज सुन एज द इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम एंटर्स इनटू द क्रिस्टल, लाइक a visible light enters into the glass medium, it shows a small amount of bending because of refraction. In the similar manner, there is a bending of this electron beam because of refraction inside the crystal, जो हमने account नहीं किया इस process में, इस phenomenon में. So thereby there is some variation. We have found that we have here 1.65 angstrom and there it is 1.66 angstrom, but within that small error we can accept it as a close agreement between the two, and here is the evidence, as I said, for the electron beam behaving as the radiation. So this was something about the Davison and Germer experiment. You can skip some details जो मैंने आपके साथ discuss की. You can make a very crisp note out of it, but then the basic understanding of three things became significant. One, what is phenomenon of diffraction? Two, what is X-ray diffraction on a crystal leading to Bragg's law? Yeah, Bragg's law explaining that. Three, what is the production of the wavelength of an electron beam on the basis of potential difference in a tube, जिसको हम कई बार कैथोड रे ट्यूब भी कह सकते हैं, जहां पर हम इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं बाय थर्मियोनिक इफेक्ट, और फिर हम उनको एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस के थ्रू मूव कराते हैं, एंड वी कैन कैलकुलेट लैम्डा दैट is to be combined with the de Broglie equation, lambda is equal to h by p. Then we performed the experiment, proper experiment of Davison and Germer, where we saw the agreement between the two equations, which is the result significant for the growth. जो इस experimental evidence की basis पर आगे growth हुई, that you will see was tremendously important. और ये सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि इस केस में आपने एक मैक्सिमा देखा which occurred at 54 volt, 54 volt, और 54 volt पर आपने देखा कि the maxima occurs at 50 degree. Then we also have another maxima which could occur in this case at a potential difference of 180 volt and 55 degree. This would be, अगर ये first order maxima है जिसके लिए हमने n की value 1 ली, then this would be a second order maxima जिसके लिए हम value n की 2 ले सकते हैं. If you calculate from this the value of lambda, you will see there will be an agreement with the previous case. So this is also possible कि हम एक secondary maxima की बात करें, और जब हम ये minutely experiment करते हैं, there could be as big as 20 such maxima obtained for the electron beam. But we have considered the first order maxima for the purpose of simplicity and the easy determination of lambda. So thank you very much.